So let's say you're heading to the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport from the East Valley or Southern Arizona, and you're looking to find a very inexpensive way to park and get a sense for the layout of the airport, how to get from where you need to be to where you're going. Well, today we're going to take a drive to Phoenix Sky Harbor and check that out. Coming off of Highway 143, we're taking the big loop around, and you see those gorgeous clouds in the background. And if you keep a sharp eye, you're going to see some pretty cool aesthetic artwork that they've done after their latest renovation to this neck of the woods. We're just a little bit west of 202 and a little north of the I-10 where it all comes together. And so as we make this round, we're going to head into Phoenix Sky Harbor proper. First thing I would say is if you're heading this way, be aware the traffic starts to build up. You'll see it immediately. Start to have cars that aren't exactly sure where they're going to be going. People like this person on the right who are stopping in the hopes that they can just wait to pick up whoever they're going to pick up and pretend like they're not in the way. And then the rest of us who are just trying to get to the destinations we're going. This airport has a SkyTram, which you'll see up on the right-hand side, and you should see it on these tracks that are above our head. It actually is the only airport in the world which SkyTram goes over the top of an active jetway taxi area, which is pretty cool. Another fun fact is this airport is actually serving the 5th largest city in America. We'll see if it feels like that today. With snowbirds coming back in this time of season, people flying in from all over Canada, the Midwest, and the Northeast to get back down here and start to enjoy the weather. The weather is now currently 72 degrees. As we come out of this tunnel, if you look up to the left, you'll see that skyway, that tramway, and we're getting into Terminal 4. That can get confusing because you just saw Terminal 3 signs, but here's 4. And this is also the way you'd go if you want to park. Those two circular buildings on the right are the parking, so you would dive right, pull right in there to where it says Terminal P. It doesn't say Terminal 4, it says Terminal. It can be very confusing. What we're going to do now is go into the departure area. So up above us will be the parking lot, and on the right-hand side, you'll see where people are getting out and heading out, if you will. See how busy it is in here. Terminal 4 is the largest airport terminal at Sky Harbor. The main carriers out of Terminal 4 are your Southwests, your Americans, and so forth. Just to give you a sense of how busy it can be, Southwest in the last year saw about 14,574 customers and actually did 35% of the total airport business, with American Airlines close behind at 33%. There's the tower, the iconic Phoenix Sky Harbor Tower up ahead. Sometimes if you keep your eye out, you'll see a plane or a tail fin going right across the front of us. Well, there's a fin. I'm not sure if that plane's taxiing, but right there in front of us is the actual taxiway where planes will go from over on this side, where we're looking now, back behind us. Let's loop around. We'll head back over to Terminal 4. On the other side, this will be the arrival section. It's the bottom section of the Terminal 4, and you actually will come straight out of luggage, where you pick up your luggage and right out onto the street to either catch your public transportation, your Ubers, or to meet someone who's picking you up. When I first came to this airport, I was struck by how confusing it is. Everything seems to loop around on top of each other. You got to make quick decisions, and it can be confusing. So hopefully you find this video a little more explanatory and maybe helps you when you're on your next trip out to Phoenix. Just inside the doors on the right will be where you'll be picking up your luggage from all of the airlines that fly into Terminal 4. And then you'd come out, and this would be where you catch your ride. Up on the left, if you look through the opening there, just up ahead, there's a little higher up, second level. That's actually the airport itself. So there are people up walking around above us. And the airport is shaped like a giant square with just walkways leading to different sections in there. As I mentioned, it can be a little confusing, so plan ahead and definitely take a look at the map and watch the rest of this video, because you're going to see how to get from this section to the downtown Phoenix area, as well as Terminal 3, which is the second largest terminal, and that services airlines like United and Delta and so forth. So let's shoot up here, and rather than go left out to the mainway, we're going to go up and around, and this is one of my favorite parts of visiting this airport. As I mentioned, up ahead you see the walkway that would lead you from the north side of the airport over to the right. There's people in there, and then we're going to loop around, so keep your eye out for, oh, there's the plane right there. Lots of times you can see some really great plane activity. In this case it's Alaska. I think that's Alaska. It might be United. Now we're heading south again. And then we're going to end up on the first floor, which is the south side departures. So you'll see the parking structure on the right. Might look familiar from earlier in the video. That's where you go up and park unless you're an oversized vehicle. And this way, if you stay left, you can go past Terminal 4 and all the way down to the Terminal 3 John McCain section of the airport. So let's check it out. I love the view here coming up. Right in front of us, you'll see the tower and the skyway pop up. There it is. Such an iconic view. I don't know about you, but I love coming to the airport because it makes me feel like I'm going someplace, even if I'm not. It's like I'm planning a trip. We're going to go underneath the taxiway here, which is straight up ahead of us. And then we're going to come out on the other side, underneath the tower and over by John McCain, Terminal 3. Some more of that cool artwork on the left. We're going to head over right to get close to the departures, but not too close. So we're going to go right past here and just kind of get a sense of how busy it is. We're heading west right now, so if we stayed on this path, we'd actually be heading towards downtown Phoenix. And this is the route that you would use to go to downtown, to go to the West Valley, as well as the North Valley, and any points in Arizona that are north, northeast, or west. You can see the traffic gets a little busy. Oh, something's going to slow down here. But you can also get a feeling it's just a little bit of a smaller terminal, and we're already past it. Watch this spot right here, traffic coming out. Now let's head over to the area that used to be Terminal 1 and 2. Terminal 2 just recently got torn down to build a way for the Phoenix SkyTrain and some of the parking over there. So let's head that way and we'll check it out, as well as the economy parking. So we're going to loop around here. Directly in front of us is the north runways, as well as downtown Phoenix off in the distance if you squint. And on the left is the economy parking garage. We're going to head in there. That's our next destination. I want to check out the economy parking. It's something I haven't used in the past. It's $16 a day to park in there, so it's relatively pricey. But for a convenience fee, $16 is better than the $22 that we would have seen back at the major terminals. And it's also more convenient than parking in a surrounding area and catching one of those buses or trams. So let's take a left here. There's the Skyway and the south runways in front of us. If you look close, there's the Arizona Cardinals plane out there. Now we're heading back into what would have been Terminal 2 on the right-hand side, but is now the Skyway, and this really nice walkway that they've created and landscaped. While we're pulling up to the turnstile, I want to remind you that I recently put out a short. It's my very first one, and it was for the Phoenix SkyTrain, which is that train you see off in the distance. And while it's not the full ride, which I am going to edit, it's actually in editing right now, and I'm going to post here in the next week, it definitely gives you the flavor of what it's like to park in economy, walk over that landscaping, that little walkway on the right-hand side, and end up at taking the Phoenix SkyTrain over to Terminal 4. But for now, let's check this parking out. It's always so busy in here. Probably the price, but also the convenience. It's not too confusing. What we're going to do is head straight down here, and then we're going to turn left, and it goes all the way out to the main airport drive that we were just on. And we'll see what kind of parking we're looking at today. Today is a weekend day. It's a Saturday. So to give you a sense of what you're looking like on a Saturday in October, up ahead you can see the cars, the reflections. That's the main drag out there. Let's go to the right and see if we can get anything close to the terminal. Anybody using this parking lot would come out and hit the Phoenix SkyTrain. You can also catch ground transportation, and they're going to be linking it with light rail. So the 44th Street and Washington station from light rail will also be something that you'll be able to get through from the Phoenix SkyTrain. The SkyTrain itself, which is what we'll be using in the next video, is an automated people mover. It's electric. It moves passengers from, like I said, the goal is 44th Street in Washington all the way down to the East Economy lot, which is where you would run into about $8 a day, but it's quite a ways out. The East Economy lot is one we drove past when we were first coming in. There's also shuttles that run on the surface streets. If you had to catch one, you could. And the SkyTrain will take passengers all the way out to the rental car area on phase 2. The goal for that will be by the end of the year. They're hoping to get that open, the end of 2022. Starting to see a few more spots popping up as we get further back here, but let's check it out. I mentioned before there used to be Terminal 2. There was also a Terminal 1. Those two were retired. And rather than renumber the other terminals, they just left them 3 and 4 to retain those current numbers and kind of keep it simple. This is also an international airport, so if you're flying here from other countries, you can actually land in Phoenix, go through customs, and be able to get out and go up on your way. Alright, we're in the far northwest corner. The road's right there. I'm going to pull in here. We'll check it out. So be sure to check out the next video I do. We're going to do this Phoenix SkyTrain over to Terminal 4. We'll do the full ride video. Thanks so much for coming along. These videos are always so fun to make. And thanks for watching. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you have a location that you'd like us to drive to, leave it in the comments below. I'll grab the camera and we'll head that way. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to Deweysworld, will you do me a favor and do that, as well as click the like button and the bell? That'll keep you up to date on the latest from Deweysworld. These videos are so fun to make. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and thanks so much for coming out on this drive with me.